Howdy doodly everybody and welcome back. We have some crazy business. I kind of did it again. I went up to a lot of shenanigans and did a lot of cool things on the server without recording my progress. But we're going to go ahead and see all the things I've gotten up. I think this server series is probably going to be more for like big projects and whenever I show you big cool videos and whatnot. If you guys can see from the map up there, I have been working on my city a good bit more. But first, I want to show you guys all of the important armors and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and do that. So armor-wise, we're stacked. We're as stacked as can possibly be. We have awaken supremium everything. Like everything awaken supremium. Awaken supremium tools. They're all super enchanted out. You can go through. Pause. I'm not going to go through all the enchantments. It's kind of ridiculous. Everything, if I'm wearing it all, this gives me night vision and absorption 5, so it gives me like all those extra healths, and I don't need torches or anything like that. The other things, this gives me flight, so I can actually just fly like I'm a creative, which is nice. I don't actually have the armor equipped, so it just looks like I'm walking around and flying like I'm in creative. But it is because I'm just OP. I also have awaken supremium furnaces, netherite backpacks. If you guys want to see where we're at, like total inventory wise, this is my computer's inventory. So just loot and loot and loot for days. A ridiculous amount of stuff. I actually have mystical agriculture farms, which is why I have so much netherite, so much diamond, so much supremium, all that good stuff. I don't wear this all the time because the night vision takes away a lot of the aesthetics from whenever I do night building, so I like to have that off. But for now, I'll go ahead and show you guys everything. Oh yeah, and one other thing too, this computer system. I have this all set up to, I don't know if I actually showed you guys this. It's an automated computer system that's set up for my backpack to drop items down into our system here. And this takes all the items from the backpack, puts them into the conveyors onto these vaults here. This is all being powered by this one water wheel here. And once it gets pushed through, oh, this wire is the wire that connects it to the computer, so my computer can access these vaults. But I took it a step further once I ran out of space. So now I have all these vaults where both of these two vaults here, they'll empty out into this one vault. This one will take it on to the next vault, to the next vault, to the next vault, and so forth. It goes in an S formation, so that way it fills up every single vault towards the end. So we just have tons and tons of things. Darn Enderman. But yeah, that's pretty neat. I could just kind of fly back up here. I don't want to spend too long because my frames drop a lot whenever I go down to this area. I wonder why. And that's how we have that computer system working up. Just wanted to give you a quick run by if we haven't done that. And oh yeah, down here you could actually see where the wire goes back in. Like it goes behind this ladder through the wall and up into the computer right here, which is pretty neat. And then once these backpacks are filled up, the cool thing is I can just break them and they'll just continue on into the system. And I could just look up backpacks, netherite backpacks, just a bunch of them. So I have tons and tons and tons of inventory space, all I could ever ask for. So that's nice. In terms of what I've been doing buildings wise, is what I'm actually really excited about. So I think I showed you guys all the big houses that I was building before, but now, not only do we have big houses, but we have this whole like range, this whole hillock here, I terraformed into the land, so that way it gives it a lot more like dynamic space. I have a lot of detailing tweaks and stuff to do here, but all of this is made, this was all flat land before, so I erected this from the ground. Now we have a playground right here. This playground's really cool. Unfortunately, you can't sit on the swings here, but so the things you can sit on, not the swings, not the spinny thing, not the slide. Unfortunate about the slide and the teeter-totter. I wish I could sit on the teeter-totter. This is sweet. You can sit on the tire swing. That's Oh, I think it bugs out when you try to look in third person. So I need someone else to look at me. But this is cool, because I'm sure it looks funny to other people. And the coolest thing, this right here, the sandbox, these are actually not part of the sandbox. These are separate little, like, spring horses, and I thought the spring horses were going to be cool, but when I put them down, they're tiny. I don't know why they made those spring horses so tiny, but it turned out well, because now I can put these in here, and I can sit in the sandbox. Isn't this cool? This is awesome. I love this. And I made this custom tree here, you know, with the swing and all that. It has a little birdie that actually, like, moves around inside here. This birdie is just having a good time. The city bird. This alleyway between the houses here, although we can kind of swoop around through the actual road itself. So this is one of the houses that I was building. Most of these are all empty right now. Oh my god, Enderman, please. I have to fill these with something at some point, but these are just houses that are placeholders, so that way I have space to do things once I'm ready to do that. I have a little test merchant shop here, so it has a bunch of enchantment books that you could buy with iron, if you so please. And all these little spaces in, like, the grass right here next to the road, I want to try to fill with different stuff. This one has a clock that actually goes off twice a day. So this will cuckoo with a little bird that comes out once it hits 12 o'clock. It's really cool. This is just like a little, like, water spout thing. I thought it looked kind of neat, so I was running with this. And then we have our other houses here. Hope you guys like the house design. I tried out these new roofs and I'm really enjoying them, so I'm running with it. We have the original house that we built here, the Wizard's Tower, and this is a new house, that's a new house, and we have another new house behind this one. Like I said before, these ones, all empty. Just a bunch of empty space. But it's nice empty space, I enjoy it. This is the only decorated one, although I'm sure I've already showed you guys the insides of this house. It has the working... It has the working TV, which is really cool. I like that. And we have our market. This market is still definitely in tests, or not in tests, in build right now. Work in progress. So it's barely started. A little overall view of everything. I like how the city looks above. So we have where we started. Then we took down all the trees. Had the land all flat right here. We erected this mountain. Technically that mountain was already there. So we just extended it. Like we started adding right here actually. Right here is where we started adding. So all this is man-made. And we're going to add eventually. Once we get these roads through here, they're going to go to the market, they're going to loop back around, you know, just kind of meet in other places. Then this is where it's going to extend up on top, and it's going to go around up here. It's going to have a big building on the top over there, which is actually what we're going to be working on in a little bit here. I'm going to have other little spaces with just tiny city points of interest, so you could kind of technically climb this, although it's not going to be a technical man-made road. I want to make it look like a natural divot into the land where you can climb up and have easier access onto the top of this place, but where it looks natural, which will be neat. It'll be cool. But I'm really excited about this. As you guys have seen on my channel, I've been playing a lot of Hightail. So on here, with this next build that I'm going to do, there was definitely some inspiration that I took from there that I want to kind of bring forward, especially with the roofs and whatnot. I'm not exactly sure what I want to build for this building, but we're going to get it started and just kind of start plotting this whole thing up. Make it feel nice. Alright. So this is going to be the overall layout of the building. These are spaced out 5 blocks in between, so technically 7 blocks wide. These squares, except for these back ones here, these are 3 by 3 square here, well 3 wide, 5 altogether, and then it extends with the 3 tall here. But the rest of these squares are all 5 or 7 by 7 if you look at it in total. But it's going to be a mansion of sorts. It's going to be the biggest building. out of these buildings, which is kind of saying a lot, but it's supposed to be a big point of interest. I wanted to look something along the lines of like a mayor's home, something like that. Let's start plotting these up. I'm gonna get the initial part up 4 high, and then we'll decide where we want the second floors to be. Alright, so now we have everything 4 tall, which is the goal here. Let's decide where we want the second layers, which is actually easier to decide on what I want to be balcony-esque areas. So I want this to be a balcony-esque area, so it's going to stay 1 floor tall, and I think we're going to do the same thing over here. Now that being said, that means we're going to extend every single one of these by another 4 blocks. Alright, so we have the second floor in place, and I'm actually going to extend this 1 more to a 3rd floor back here in the main areas of the complex. I think I'm going to actually pull a little bit of a weird move here. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to pull a move like this and extend just these 3 quadrants here up to the 3rd level, and leave another corner back here to just be 2 levels high, so that way we can add some more dynamic roofing right there. This will make more sense once I have it all together, but this is our basic layout for what we're going to have for the roof. Now I need to find out what kind of wall texture I want for this. I went ahead and went to sleep. Let's stand in front so we can see. For our other buildings, we've done a lot of wood texturing, some stone texturing there, but this is going to be a mansion-esque building, so I want something particular for the walls, but something that looks nice. Alright guys, and here's that giant blocky monstrosity that you asked for. This is definitely gonna look better, and I actually have a real good idea, but give me just 1 second so I can actually implement that idea. Be right back. Alright, now it took about a day, but I pushed out the 2nd and 3rd floor by 1 block and replaced it with stone tiles. That way it kind of blends in a little bit and it's just not one big, white palette with the birch and all that. So now I think I'm going to start tacking on the roofs and then start putting the windows and marking the balconies and things of that nature. First, I'm going to sleep. Alright, so I went to sleep and I got my roofs. I think I'm going to work with acacia roofs first. Let's start with this one and then we'll work from there. So the first things that I want to do is put some steep roofing on. I see where I have veered. I made the wrong kind of roofs. Of course I did. This is why I cannot have nice things. Oh darn, oh darn, oh darn. Okay, so this is gonna be the front roof here. Definitely interesting. Not exactly what I was going for initially, but I dig it. I do dig it. There's definitely potential here. Next we're going to be working on this top portion roof, and then we're going to knock out this little corner roof back here, then we're going to get these balconies done. But I will catch you back whenever I get this top roof portion done. So that kind of completes that corner, and then this is going to be balcony A and balcony B. We're going to be doing a little bit more with balcony B than you might initially think, but you'll see when we get there. And there is balcony A done. Now onwards to balcony B. Boom, balcony B done. I'm liking the look of this so far. I think this is all coming together quite well. There we go, and add some stairs there, that way it actually connects it to the wall. I dig that. I do indeed dig that. Now we can start adding other window panes in other areas. I think this is coming together a good bit, for sure. Most all of these walls are pleasurable to look at. This one needs a window right here. Yeah, that looks a lot better now that I put a little bit on my walls, so I think we're good to go there. I know the bottom doesn't really have much on it at all, but that's just because there's going to be other things that go around it, like decorations and things of that nature, so that's why I'm mostly focused on the second and third floor here. But this looks pretty neat, guys. This looks pretty good, and I think it fits well with the overall aesthetic of our village here. So it's not like, okay, the goal was to have it be bigger, like a lot bigger than my other building. But it's not that much bigger, to be honest. Most of these buildings actually have 3 floors. So I think I would have probably had to have made that building have 4 to 5 floors plus an attic, which is a bit much, you know? At least a bit much for that little ridge there. I think that's definitely doable. I could have like probably a 6-story mansion, but I need a lot more space than this little ridge that I got here. But I am very, very happy with the overall outcome of everything here. I think this looks well fitting into our overall aesthetic. This is actually going to have, like I said, little points of interest parts where you can come up right here, but the main road is actually going to extend from way over here, loop up on top of this ridge, go over that hump and around into this mansion here. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about this. yeah, I am. I think this has worked out. This exit over here, I forgot to mention this too, I want to build a dock section. This lake is actually connected, and that's why we have the railroad going underneath the lake, so it's still usable by the boats. But it's connected to the other bases, so people could technically use steamboats to get to here. So I want to make a dock loading station so they can have somewhere to bring their boat. But for now, it's just an open area that they can come into if need be. But this looks pretty great, actually. I wish I would have showed you guys some flying images before I did the terraforming here, because it's like a huge difference. But you guys at least got to see the building, and that is mostly my fault. But now we have a new mansion here, and I'm happy about this. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I hope you guys like the overall aesthetic of everything. And if you did, just feel free to go drop a like, hit the comment section, hit that bell to be reminded about these uploads so you can come see them whenever I get these videos out. And above everything else, have a quality day, stay quality forever, and bye-bye!